Okay, this video is about how to collect a certain amount of coins and you're going to gain health. So in this situation you're collecting treasure chests, and then once you collect so many treasure chests with coins in it, then you're going to gain health. So let me show you. Grab the first coin, and then I'm going to grab the second one. Let me get hit first. Then I'm going to grab the next one here. Turn the sound back on. So now, when he gained 100, you see at the bottom there that he gained health. So I'm going to show you how I did that. And then I want to see what happens when I go to the next room here. I want to see if the coins are with me. Oh yeah, they're there. And then I want to check one more thing out when I load it, and I think it should be there because I made it persistent with the score. I'll show you how I did that. Yeah, the coins are still there at the bottom. See 100 coins? It's still there. Alright, so this is how I did it. So, in the first room, there is a score box. In the second room, there is no score box. So in the first one, you have a score box, and I set it to persistent. That will basically continue the score box to the next room, and it will allow you to load it. And the depth is going to be -1000, and the score, just name the score up top there. Then go to add event, do the other, and then you want to go to your score and drop in a test score. Value is 0, operations equal 2. Then you want to do a set score, set it to 0. So when you first start the game, you have 0 score. Then you want to go to add event, do a draw event, and you want to drag over a draw score. Do dx plus 20, dy plus 350. That will position it in the lower left corner of the screen. Call it coins. Dx and dy will allow when you hit an object, it won't shake the text. If you do a I don't know if I have one set up here, but just keep it at dx and dy. That will, when you hit an object, it will shake your image of your face, but it won't shake the score. I think because I set this one to, no, I'm trying to see the face that shakes. Okay, see, when you do a face shake, when the shake screen happens, you use the view, X view, and the Y view. That will allow for the shaking on screen. But see, I don't want the score to shake, so I'm titled it dx and dy. That will allow the score not to shake. And this is the position of it on screen for this text. And then I just did a in the score, I dropped over, I think in the draw event, drag over a set score, and I had a font of 0 because I've already created a font in the folder here of that choice. And that's it for that. So the score block is in the room, but it's not in the second room because I have it set persistent, and that means it's going to continue to the next room and allow for loading and saving, and it'll bring up the same amount that you collected in another room. And so then you create another object called text box go. This is going to draw the actual image of the treasure chest, which I have in the sprints here under the textures. It's called treasure box, and I centered it 5637Y crosshairs. That's the image of the treasure box. And so you do a draw event, add event, do a draw event, bring over a coded sheet, and then this is going to project the treasure box on the screen. And when you move around, when you rotate around, then the treasure box follows you, so it doesn't look flat. And I did 8 height, so you can do 9 or 10 or whatever, or make it 5 if you want to make it. If you want to make it 5, you make it smaller. If you do 8, 9, 10, then it stretches it and makes it bigger on screen. That's the only number you change to make it bigger. Go higher, make it smaller, go lower on the number. And this will actually rotate around. When you rotate, the image will rotate to make it look 3D looking. And the coded sheet's in the control tab. Then when you the player collects the treasure box, you do a gain sound. Then you in the score tab, you drop over a set score, set it to relative. I made mine 50, so when I collect the first treasure chest, you'll gain 50 coins. Set it to relative, so it shows that you gained the 50. Then you drop over a test score. So once I hit a value of 100 and it's equal to, then it's going to, I'm going to basically, it should get rid of my coins, but it's not. I probably need to, but what's going to happen here is I'm going to gain 50 health and set it to relative. But I think what I want to do, I want to make sure that copy, paste, get rid of that variable, and change this to 0. So once I gain 100, then it's going to jump back to 0 where I have no score at all, but I'm going to gain the health, and it's going to destroy the health box. I mean, it's going to destroy the treasure box, that one particular one. Then copy this for the player, the second player. If you have and the second player is in the second room, then you want to do the same thing. Paste that. So like I said, when you collect 50, when you collect 2 of the treasure chests, then you're going to gain your health and your score can go back to 0. Do a crate and do a variable in the control tab. And this is going to basically, this is for the animation of it. If you had animation happening in the sprint, then you would slow it down by using this image speed, but I don't have any animation happening in the treasure box. So I think now it should be set up where I collect 100 and then it jumps back to 0 on the score, and then I gain my 50 health, and then I collect 2 more and it goes up to 100, and then it goes back to 0, and then I gain my 50 health. So let me just see what happens when I do this real quick. And alright, so then when I go over here and I get hits, bam, bam, and then it's not reducing the coins down for some reason. Well, I might have to save that. May have to save that for another video on how I fix that. But there's a way of reducing my score, back, and make it jump back to 0. And I don't know why it's not jumping back to 0. You want to set score back to 0. Maybe you need both of these. I don't know. Try this one more time, but I think probably gonna have to figure out how I fix that on my other game. But somehow I want it to go back to 0 after I collect hundreds. If I can't get it, if this is not going to work on this one, I'm just going to probably tell you in the description, because it should be working, but it's not jumping back to 0. Ah. Okay, now it worked. See? Okay, so it worked. So basically, when you grab the treasure chest, you use this you say set score, set to 0, do not check relative. This is how you do it. So don't check relative when you say set score. So once you gain 100, it won't even show the 100. It'll just go back to 0. But once you collect that second treasure chest, it will jump back to 0 on your score. And then you collect you get 50 health, and then you collect 2 more treasure chests. You collect 50 health, it goes back to 0. So that's how you do it. Alright, and I think that will conclude this video. Thanks for watching.